Hey, what's going on, folks? Uh, I was asked to explain my opinion about something that I had said in response to one of Dr. Umar Johnson's posts. Basically, he was talking about the Black Queens Forever, No Money's Never type thing, and he was talking about some historical facts and putting things down there. And my comment was that he is setting the black community up for failure. So I got a couple of not so they were mean messages, but it wasn't very nice either. And I told him I don't mind explaining it. So I don't want to wait on no one to say something. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put it out there. All right, and this is gonna be for everybody that feels like they need to support Dr. Umar Johnson. I'm gonna tell you why you shouldn't do it. Okay. And anything that I'm saying right now, y'all look, this is my opinion, and you can challenge me with it if you want to. But check within yourself, and you'll know I'm telling the truth. All right. So let's keep it straight to the point of what he's talking about with women. Here's the issue with that. There's a hierarchical system that is with men and women. We all understand that. And let's think about four levels. So the concept is the white man on top, then the white woman, then the black man, and then the black woman. Okay. So and we about understand because we believe as a culture, we believe as a culture that the men lead, the women follow. But if the men can't lead, then the women have to come up and do other things. So that's what feminism and all that stuff is. So already, if we got a level of four, this is white man, white woman, black man, black woman. We got to take these and move them to the side and go down because now we have the men are supposed to say something. Okay. All right. So if the women are supposed to be submissive to the man, they have to be submissive in the area that man comes from. So he was saying that no one's ever seen a rich white woman marry a poor black man. It happens sometimes, but not as often. But that argument is so invalid because girls are taught they're supposed to find a good, strong husband stand behind them. If a white couple is even just basic middle class, whatever environment they're in, that's what she knows, right? So if the population of middle class white people is higher than middle class black or poverty, then that woman is not going to see the slums. She's not going to see the ghetto. She's not going to see all the stuff that blacks see all the time. She's just not. It has nothing to do with her being raised. She just don't get a chance to see that. Now, when a black man leaves the black neighborhood he came from, he's not going to forget where he's from. But if he came from a place that had one bedroom, one bathroom, one kitchen, and there's six people in there, and that's how they grew up, who wants to go back to that? Is there anyone that has made it out of the hood like that wants to go back? Now, that doesn't mean that you forget where you came from, but you didn't do all this work just to throw it away and go back home. Now, with someone making out, bringing the community back up, problem with that is that if you have to give money to a community you came from, then they're not ready to move forward anyway. Now that's the handout some people are going to be looking for because it's never going to be enough. It will never be enough. So it's not that the black man shouldn't do anything or shouldn't go and try to pull up the community, but that's one man in a community of several people. It's not his responsibility to make all their lives easier. If someone wants to follow him or they just want to mimic what he's done already, hey, do it. Now you can create your own path. Why am I saying that? Because when a black man and a black woman in that situation, the black man gets a chance to get out of there. He goes, and now he's worth something. What a black woman at now? She's supposed to be submissive still, right? But her man is gone to a situation where I mean, you can't blame him for leaving. So on the people on the white side, if a middle-aged white man, someone gets a good job doing something, it's an upgrade, sure. But where they're at is not bad at all either. So that woman has no clue of what's below there. Now, then we come into the context of where folks are forgetting the important thing on that. A black man is not choosing to go to marry a white woman. It's not always about bunny hopping, as you said. When a black man elevates his status, what kind of women is he around? That's what we got to start thinking about. If the black woman hasn't been able to get herself out from the very bottom to meet with the black man, what is he supposed to do? Now, I'm not saying that every black woman's in that category. I'm not saying every black man's in that category, but let's think about it in general. There's no way in the world you're going to get someone to come out the hood. They become a millionaire. They're not moving back home. You got to understand that. Now, when you had that kind of money to keep your status on to keep going, who are you around? More white people or folks that have money. Then from the people that have money, you get a different perspective. And it's like, you know what? This would be a good investment here. This would be good here. And then here you go. It's not a direct choice like that. So whenever that situation goes down, it's not because a black man hates himself. But no one, if they had the opportunity to choose, do I want to struggle? I want to make it. No one's going to say struggle. Let's do it. No, it's not going to happen. Now, there's another one going to be kind of controversial to you, right? Black women are not strong. Black women are resilient. Now, your strength can come from being resilient, but black women are not strong. They're resilient. I know people hate that comment, but I'm explaining to you why. See, if a black woman was strong, she would be able to take herself from that lower line and elevate her own status. Most black women cannot do that on their own. It's just not going to happen. Not because they're not capable, but they're supposed to be submissive to men. And there's two types of men above them and one type of woman that's above them just with our hierarchical system of society. So no one's going to look at that black woman and say, you know what? Yeah, you come on. Now, that's the bottom of the barrel that people are going to think about. Now, let's clear up the theme, the misunderstanding with resilience and strength. So, if there's a time where a black woman is faced with insurmountable odds, I hate to say it, man, but it's the truth. And everyone that came in the same situation, they know it. If a black woman don't have something on that last leg, she can't take another job. Then she was born with something in her lower region and her upper anatomy that they'll use and be able to make it. It happens all the time, not just in the black community, but it does happen a lot there. I mean, we've all seen that. Now, the resilience is being able to make it regardless of what situation you're in. That's the resilient part. And the resilience is something that people don't really give a lot of clout to. Your strength happens when you can change your physical situation. That's the strength you have. If there's a black man that becomes a professional athlete, he is strong. He changed his status. He changed his level himself. No one did it for him. Now the black man has to become resilient, but that's the issue. Black men are not as resilient as black women. Black men are stronger than black women, but black women are so much more resilient than the black man, which is why they can live in that one-bedroom apartment with 6 people in there and everyone graduate from high school and go to college. That's why that can happen, because the black woman has that. She adapts very well to her surroundings. It's possible to do that. Now, what's the bad thing about that? Because I said 6 kids in one spot, right? The government has made it so the black woman does not have to listen to the black man at all. She don't have to respect nothing he does. That's why he's not there and there's so many children there, because now a black woman thinking, hey man, I got this house full of kids. I make this much money keeping them. What I need you for? And if the black man can't add money that the kids there will be adding, listen to them. Go bye. So now black women don't need to depend on the black man at all. But what's happening with that, the black woman is only teaching someone how to be resilient. They can't teach them how to be strong anymore. That's what the black man is to be there for. So it's very complicated in that, but the other piece to it though, I understand there's feminists and people, full rights for women. I get all that. But one thing you guys better stop doing is lying to yourself that a woman's gonna equal a man. It will not happen. I don't care what you do. If you have you make all the money you want to. You say something, that man look at you and say, shut up. You're gonna shut up. I guarantee you. Because the reason why a lot of women can do those things is because men dominate. Men are not trying to dominate them, but men are in control, so a woman does not have to deal with the things a man will have to deal with. So that's where we really got to start paying attention to it. And Umar is doing this thing where, he's making black women hurt just as much as a white man would do as far as expectation and how they look at them. So Umar says he wants the black woman, right? Okay, cool. But she has to have this. He has criteria to be a natural black woman. How does that work? If you don't meet that criteria, you're not black. Black enough for him to want to be one of his queens. That's the exact same thing they go through anyway. If there's a woman that has scars on her face, that's why she used the makeup. Now she can cake it on there, but she used that to keep them blemishes going so she can be able to feel confident out somewhere. She doesn't have hair on one side as much as another one for whatever reason. That's why she wear a wig or have some weave. Gives her the confidence she's not worrying about her face or whatever, or in her hair. All right, let's take a black woman that's overweight. We don't get to talk about them much. Well, there was that one that was at Umar's speech, and that big girl came with to go beat him up for whatever he did a couple months ago. But we don't talk about that. Now, 5'5" thick in the thighs, okay. Well, she's 5'2" with no butt. You see what I'm saying? So now a black woman has to meet criteria for you as their Pan-African king to even have you talk to them. Do you not see how destructive that is? So now a black woman has to meet his standard to even be respected as a black woman. If she has any kind of anxiety, if she has any kind of PTSD, well, she just simply just don't like something. That doesn't mean she's not good enough. She's not black enough. Doesn't mean that. And black women, y'all are falling for that so much. And he's not understanding that you can't say how wonderful this kind of woman is and then not accept everything that comes with that woman. You cannot do that to someone. So all the uplifting that he has, I love black women. I love women in general. But I don't have an issue like that. But when you're hearing someone talk like he talks about a black man that is not doing what he's supposed to do, I don't understand why people listen to that, because you're talking to somebody that has preached about black fathers need to stay in the home. If the father's not there, other men in the community got to help out and uplift. Cool, got that. But this man got children, 2 daughters, that he don't see. He don't say nothing about them at all. So how you gonna tell you what to do? He got 2 different baby mamas. He telling the black men, stop making these women baby mamas. Okay, but he did. So he wants 2 queens, and he has 2 people he gave babies to, and he's not their king. Why not? Why is he not with his kids? Why is he not being with them? Why not? And he can't say, hey, what I do with my kids is probably, no, because it's only been one video in over 20-something years that he actually mentioned anything about his kids. And what he was saying was that the child support system ain't right, and he's not going to pay unless he can spend one day with his daughter. Hey, that's not good, because it doesn't matter. If he sit there and save the entire world, and everyone's kumbaya, them 2 girls that have not seen him, he's going to break their heart. And when they look at him, they don't care what he did. Daddy, you weren't here. Ain't no ancestors talking to him. No, it ain't like that. But what I want you to understand with that, those girls are not going to feel good enough for their dad. So if they don't feel good enough for their dad, what are they going to do? As soon as one man treats them like they're worth something, now same cycle again. Now, if you have it, if that's the way things are going, and he's able to see that there was a reason why he left, it wasn't frivolous and it wasn't something that was not worth it. He's not God. He can't tell any other black man that the reason they may have left and not be there is not legitimate as well. You can't say that. So what Dr. Umar is doing, he is enlightening everyone, but he's not educating anyone. Because here's the thing too, when he says, if your son or daughter bring home a white person, whatever, or why is the community not building banks, building hospitals? Hey man, they don't know how to do that. So it's a good idea that you said it, but they haven't done it because they don't know how. And if you're saying all the stuff, he sounds real good when he says it, now you're going to feel inferior mentally because, man, I ain't think about that. Or if Dr. Umar said, why y'all didn't do this? Why you didn't do that? Now you feel even worse because you love black people, but you didn't think about helping black people the right way. You cannot take folks that you enlighten them about and don't educate them on how to achieve what you're talking about. Instead of him saying, where y'all hospital at? Where your bank at? How about he shows them how to do it? Lay the foundation, bounce. And see, that's how the school gets taken care of. You cannot have a mansion starting out, man. You can't do it. If he has to borrow the basement of a church or the gym at a school somewhere to get started, do it. Do it. And then it grows from there. Now, I'm telling you guys, listening to Umar is not going to get you anywhere. Most importantly, people love God, okay? But for me, in my opinion, black women have a different craving for God. They have a different need. It's deeper inside of them. They need God because if they don't have God, they're destroyed completely. They can't do anything in this life. I really do feel that way. Black women love God more than most people in general. But Umar says what he's talking about, this Pan-African thing, race is number one. Religion is not. Okay? So now the conversation over with. Because that man going to tell you that God is not number one, why are you listening to anything he say after that? God is not a God of confusion. And the more people have their own opinions of how they think something should go, the more we're letting Lucifer take over the community. I don't care what you think, what the book said. What God told you to do. Do that. That's all. And you got to worry about nothing else after that. So he's telling you to defy your maker. And you tell me you can't see that? God did not say anything about having separate races in the new covenant that we have in the New Testament of the Bible. There's not going to be black, white, male, female. Everyone's going to be equal as far as who they are on this earth. There's no one that's beneath anyone else. That's what that is talking about. He's not saying that, well, no, I'm gonna wait on that because that's to be a whole nother thing we talk about. But the whole point to it, if we don't have God as our number one, and that's where it starts, you're already wrong. And Umar tells you the race is number one. You're not going to make it. He's not teaching anyone how to do anything. Instead, he will talk about something that you probably can't really refute because you're not as intelligent as he is. He'll say something on a level you'll understand, but you have no detail in the understanding of anything of it. You just don't. That's not your fault, though. Black women, like all women, don't have to do a certain thing to be accepted. If you do not have all natural hair for whatever reason, that's your choice, man. If you want to wear makeup, a little bit of something, that's your choice. That takes nothing away from you being a black woman. Now, again, I'm talking about who the woman is totally. Whatever makes a woman feel confident That's what you start to look at. If you don't want her wearing makeup, guess what you do? Start understanding why she wears the makeup and let her know how beautiful she is. As she's still wearing it. And the more you stay with her, telling her how beautiful she is before she put the makeup on, and when she take the makeup off, it'll start clicking to her. I ain't gotta wear all that. He loves me anyway. That's how you do that, bro. Her hair, a lot of times women they have break off, they get dry and crack and all that mess. It happens. So you're gonna say that, man, Dr. Umar, I love everything you're talking about. But the hair on this side, long the hair on this side. So that's why I put a little weave on one side to make sure it's good. No. Now what? You see what I'm saying? So the confidence is not gonna be there. He's gonna tell you what to do, but not teach you how to do it. But he will complain about you not knowing what to do. I mean, that's not gonna help anyone. And I don't care who you are. If you have children and something comes before them, you're wrong too. I can think right now of how much money, pain, just confusion, depression, just hell I have had in my mind and my heart for years about folks trying to keep my children away from me. But I have not one time said I'm not going to be there. I've almost went bankrupt several times being there for my kids because they're that important. If I don't, I guess play the game to a sense, and I make it real big because I left them, I failed. I have no responsibility to anyone on this earth except my children. God is the first one, and from Him, that's where I need to have how I conduct myself. And when I have a wife, the wife is there, then the kids are going to be below there. Kids can't be first, because not one person made the children. The couple that made the children, that's number one. And then the kids are under the both of you. That's how we're supposed to do it. If the government makes it so a woman has a lot of money and the man that she wants to be with or wants to be with can't replace the income for her not having all those children, she ain't got to respect him. And if you don't respect someone, they don't want to talk to you. There's nothing to do with the attitude. It ain't about all of that. The whole point to think about, y'all, everything starts with a very strong. That's my three repeat like Umar. So it has to be with a strong man involved. If there's not a man that's rooted in God and that uses God for his discernment on how to do things in life, you need to run away. Clearly. Black women, all this is gonna do for you is hype you up that he respects you, thinks you all that, but you would never meet his standard. Think about it. There's probably, if there's 4 billion people, 4 billion women in the United States, and I'm just throwing a number out, maybe 1 million of them don't have some kind of enhancement, makeup, hair, whatever. Maybe that much. So all of these women that do that, not just for feeling that they're vain, but they feel more confident having something else, so they're gonna get looked at funny, whatever. Has nothing to do with them hating themselves. Nothing to do with that at all. Men, we get a haircut, you get your line up. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You do things to help with that. So it doesn't really matter necessarily what you're doing in that aspect. If your mind is there to help people and be good to yourself, then yeah, you're gonna be able to make it somewhere. But the division that we're having based on what our skin looks like and what we do as recreation, if that's gonna be the separating factor, he's no better than Hitler or Stalin. I mean, he's no better than that. There should not be a standard that you have to meet as a woman to make someone want to talk to you. Now, that's why you have a job or you're self-sufficient. That's cool. But if a man tells you you can't do this, you can't do that, you better do this, you have to do that, walk away. Because if y'all ladies are real honest with yourselves, that polygamy, sharing your husband, you ain't gonna do that. How many women are good with that? This man is telling y'all what to do for your life to make it better and telling you to expect down the road to share your husband. Is that what black women want to do? If that's the case, then go ahead and do it now. Don't get mad if you get cheated on by somebody. Hey, cheat all you want, but just tell me so I can understand why you're doing it. You see what I'm saying? That's how that looks. There's nothing positive about what he's talking about. It's going to be the self-destruction of the black community because the black woman is going to be destroyed already, trying to meet a standard she cannot meet. So she believed in something and someone that let her down because she don't have what it takes inside of her to do that. So hey, I think everybody need to listen to stuff, man. Anybody want me to explain something a little different? I can. I don't mind. Go a little deeper. But that's my rebuttal to that. Peace, y'all.